What's up guys, Rich UX here from Rich+Niche.com. Got a power video for you today. It's kind of a sequel to the video I made maybe a year and a half ago called How to Start a Digital Marketing Agency. I've learned so much in the last year and a half, and I really want to share with you guys like a deeper roadmap of how you can get going. I've got some notes here on my phone. I am going to refer to them because this is way too detailed. I'm just not coming off the top of my head. But I'm going to sort of walk you through exactly what I've been doing recently as I'm going to launch a new agency. Okay, I'm going to focus on a new service. I'm going to talk about that in this video, and I'm just going to talk about the core stepping stones along the way to building your digital marketing agency. Alright guys, like I said, this video is going to be about building your digital marketing agency, the steps you want to take to really get off the ground with a lot of momentum and so you don't miss anything. So I'm going to go over like the roadmap I've been using in this video. And before I get started, I want to tell you about the broad picture of this video. ACDC. ACDC. Okay, you know there's a band out there called ACDC, right? Well, remember that acronym. ACDC, what it stands for is attract, convert, deliver, and collect. That's the 4 key areas in the business that you need to be thinking about. How are you going to attract clients? Right? How are you going to convert clients? How are you going to deliver for your clients? And how are you going to collect money? If you can cover those 4 areas, you can feel confident about getting into business and running an effective digital marketing agency, or even any other businesses. Like this doesn't, what I'm going to tell you today could be for other things too, but of course my niche, digital marketers, freelancers, consultants, and agency owners, I want to support you guys with the most specific roadmap I can. So let's talk about the service that I'm thinking about, why I want to run that service now. First of all, in the past few years, I've done services in all areas of marketing, branding, social media, content creation, funnel building, website design, copywriting, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube content, everything. And if you've seen some of my other videos, I've said, maybe you don't want to do all that. Maybe you want to start focusing on a very systemized service, a process, so that you can scale. I'm ready to build a very big scalable agency. I'm ready to have a team. I'm ready to work with a partner. I'm ready to build out the full thing. I've just been a freelancer consultant long enough. I've had my general marketing agency long enough that I know what I want now. What I really believe the future of digital marketing could be for many of you, and not everyone, but many of you, is conversion rate optimization that runs on a performance-based model. Whether it's for e-commerce, whether it's for online course creators, whether it's for coaches, whether it's for SaaS companies, whether it's for enterprise, you need to help businesses get more sales. And I really believe if you want to get your foot in the door with bigger clients, the key is going to be doing a performance-based model instead of a retainer model. By going for performance-based, you entice the client to hire you because it's far less risk. They're only going to pay you for the growth you bring. And that's very key to understand. If a client makes $100,000 a month and you go down a performance-based contract, you say, I'm going to take 20% of your sales. They're going to be like, why would I give you 20% of my 100K that I already earned before I met you? And that's right. You say, no, I'm going to take 20% of the new sales. So if I get you to 150K a month, I'm going to take 10K a month. Maybe for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Depends on what you really do. There's a lot of different ways to formulate that relationship. But I believe performance-based models are the future of digital marketing because the industry's growing. And a lot of companies have been burned by their agencies who say, we're going to charge you 5K a month, 10K a month, 25K a month, and maybe there's no results. And that's the thing. You can't always get results with every client. right? Because they might have a problem with delivery, they might have a problem with reputation, they might have a problem with branding. It's really not your fault as a marketer. You go run some Facebook or Google ads for them and they've got no reviews, they've got no testimonials, they've got a terrible branding aesthetic. Like, is that really your fault? No. But maybe you still want to reach out to certain clients and get in the door. And I'm telling you, performance-based CRO is great. And the number one reason is, unlike content and social media, CRO isn't that heavy duty of work. You don't have to pump content every day. You don't have to make endless amounts of content to see a little bit of results. Like, you could just change the copywriting on the sales page. You can add a video on the sales page. You could add some testimonials on the video page. You might see immediate growth. So I really like CRO, conversion rate optimization, precisely because you can do one little thing and see tremendous results. You know, very simple. I was working on a landing page recently. I added a video. It drove the conversion rate up by 8%, from 16 to 24%, just by adding a video. And you can help your clients make those decisions. So we start here with the offer of a potential digital marketing agency. Maybe this is your offer, maybe it's another one, but I've sold you on why I like CRO and I like performance-based models. So I set my offer, and from there we began the build-out of the agency. Setting your initial offers is critical because then you can formulate a brand. Shouldn't your brand be about your offer? Shouldn't your brand speak to what you're trying to do as a service provider? I think you're going to have a very different branding if you do social media, if you do copywriting, or if you do conversion rate optimization. So actually, after I created my offers, I wrote the copy for my website. I wrote the copy for the offer. I started creating persuasion-based language that would say, this is why you need my offer. Now, you're going to have some words, some sentences, some paragraphs, some headlines to start working with. From there, you could get into your branding, your name, your colors, your logo. Okay, so start with your offer, then work into your copy, right? Make sure you feel good about selling your offer before you spend any time doing anything else. Then get into your brand. Because once you get your brand set, then you can create your website, your marketing materials. So I did all that in a couple of days, like not even. It's very fast. You can even use Canva to go create your basic brand elements. I used like a logo creator called Looka, I think, Looka.com, and I used it to stimulate ideas for my logo, my color palette, my fonts. And then, you know what I did? I create a one-page landing page. All my copy, my brand styling, it's like 4 sections. Why you want to work with us, what we offer, the benefits, bullet points. And at the end, I just put a book a call. The whole thing is about book a call. Get them on the phone. Okay, so we're talking about attract right now. How are you going to attract people? You don't need a lot. You don't need to make social media. You don't even need ads yet. We'll talk about that maybe at the end. Offer, copy, branding, landing page. It's your first steps in marketing. That's what I call like the initial sprint of your marketing for your new business. Once you have that attract phase done, the marketing assets that you're going to need, the one thing you might want to add is a video sales letter, but we're going to leave that till a little bit later. We're not going to rush that. You know, that's a hardcore conversion asset. You're just trying to get your company going, right? So I'd like to focus now a little bit on sales, the conversion part. What do you need to convert clients? You need a bit of a system here. So for me, the next thing to do was to buy the domain. Okay, I bought the domain on Namecheap.com. And the immediate next thing to do was get a Google Suite email, G Suite. Set up your professional email. Okay, you need a professional email if you're going anywhere, okay? So you get a domain and an email. From there, you need to set up your CRM. I'm using Go High Level. That might be too expensive for you. There's a million CRMs out there. By having a CRM, you're preparing yourself to get multiple clients, and not just to have clients, but to get a pipeline full of leads, a pipeline full of prospects, so that you can manage all that and not be overwhelmed, right? Go High Level allows you to have a really nice pipeline, to use email systems, to keep everything well tagged. right? So then I set up a few email flows, booking flows, right? So I had that booking link on my website. Now I went over to Go High Level and I set up a calendar. The calendar allows your clients to book a time with you. So they're going to click on the website, book a consultation. They're going to go to the next page where it has an embedded Go High Level form and calendar. Now, once they book a call, you're going to get an email that says, yes, I can take this call. And then your whole CRM is going to take over. They're going to get reminder emails that their call is coming up. You're going to see them in the pipeline as an opportunity, right? They're not your client yet. They're just a lead or a prospect. From there, you might send them a survey, a form, so that you can learn more about them, so you can see, hey, what is this client really all about? Are they qualified to work with me? You're going to want to set some base qualifications of what are your expectations for this client. Like, do they have to make a certain amount of money? And if you're thinking about doing performance-based CRO, yes, you don't want to work with brand new businesses. You want to work with clients making 30, 50, 100,000 a month. Because if you're going to just take a percentage of sales, you're going to want those sales to be as high as possible, right? At this point, you have to decide, am I going to do the selling or am I going to partner with a sales team, salesperson? You know, you're going to want to take that offer you created, whether that's CRO, social media, whether that's funnel building, whether that's copywriting, whether that's content marketing, and you're going to want to have that offer really clear. So you take your offer from sort of this idea that you have, sort of the outline you have. You need to get it ready to share with a client. So I use Notion, and I think that you should always have an offer sheet ready to share with your clients. So that's the next stage, is getting ready to work with the salesperson or becoming the salesperson yourself. So now think about it. You're ready to attract people into your business. You've got some marketing assets. You're ready to sell them. What else are you going to need? You're going to need a contract system. You're going to need a way to sign a deal. And that's the great thing, is that when you decide to really build a strong process to systemize your business, the contract's going to be the same every time. It's not going to be one of those things you have to create a new one every single time. I think that's very valuable. I think systemizing everything we've talked about so far is very valuable, right? So getting that contract system set up, now you're ready to close deals. That's only the first part of the business, right? If you're going to start an agency, you also have to provide some sort of a service. So now we're ACDC, we're in D, deliver. So whatever your offer was, you need to write out a list of elements that make up the fulfillment of that offer, the delivery. So take your finalized offer sheet that you used for selling and just make sure, are we going to do this? We're going to do this? We're going to do this? Done. We're going to review your benchmarks. What are you making? How much data do you have? How many people come to your website? How many conversions do you get? Okay, benchmarking done. We're going to do some hypothesizing. We're going to think about some ideas. We're going to brainstorm, trying to come up with, like, what is the high impact split test we can run? What is the experiment we can run? And I think that, you know, when you're delivering that, when you're coming up with that CRO offer, that's going to be a key element. I also like to do audits, best practice audits, like, have you fulfilled all the best practices? Have you done what other successful businesses are doing? Then, of course, running the experiments using Google Optimize or a more powerful tool and saying, okay, A/B testing, we're going to run this experiment, we're going to see which idea works better. And then, of course, telling the client the results of those experiments. Look, we added the video and it's an 8% increase. Look, we changed the coffee and it's a 4% increase. You know, part of your delivery process is going to probably want to create a client database. I use Notion. Every client has their own entry. Within each entry, I put tons of client info. I build out like a little dashboard for them. Pretty well known for that. I love using Notion for clients because you can share it with them. You can present easily for them. You can show them on a Zoom call. You're also going to want to start looking into, like, what is my exact tech stack for this whole process? What tools am I going to need? What cost is going to come with those tools? And, you know, that's a big part of delivery, like finding that perfect tool set and then building in the process of, okay, I need to teach my client how to integrate Google Tag Manager. I have to teach my client how to integrate the Google Optimize code. the Google Analytics code, the Facebook pixel, whatever it might be, right? But delivery should be already something you're quite comfortable with. I think if you're building out an agency, you should already know how to deliver your services. I think the attract and convert steps are more important for you. And I think that taking action is really critical and not getting caught up on any one of these steps. You can absolutely plow through this whole process that I'm giving you. What's the last one? Number 4 is collect. You got to be able to get paid, and I'll give you an insight on how you can do this, because if you're doing a performance-based model, you might not get paid until there's some results. And even if there are results, what if your client doesn't pay you? You know, that's when I think the real word retainer comes in. I think a lot of people use retainer to replace like a monthly fee. Retainer is where you hold some money, you retain the money, and maybe you use it, maybe you don't. I think the best strategy is to collect a retainer from the client, maybe $4,000, $5,000, depends on how big you're working with, and say, we're going to collect $5,000 from you. We're going to do a performance-based contract. If we get the results and you owe us some commissions or you owe us a performance-based fee, we're going to start taking it out of your retainer before we invoice you for more. If we don't get results, we'll refund you the retainer. I think that even if you're doing a performance-based model, you want to be smart about this. You want to be able to collect a fee no matter what and be ready to refund it, instead of, okay, I'll take the risk of doing the work, and if I don't get paid, I'll eat that. I think it's a little too risky. I think you're doing too much. So I think there's a fine line on how to structure your performance-based deals. The last things I would say is, team building. From the get-go, you might want to design the team and the roles and responsibilities that are required to do the marketing, the sales, and the delivery. Accounting, management, marketing, sales, operations. You have to decide. The way I'm going to do it is maybe 3 people, 4 people formulate this company. We all take on more responsibility than we should, but for the first year, I don't think you need a full executive team. I don't think you need 8 to 10 people. I think you work towards that. Once you get 4 or 5 clients on the books, then you start looking to hire out. And then I would start working into regular lead generation. Okay, you did your branding, you built your website. Now maybe it's time for an AdWords campaign, Facebook campaign, some outreach, because with a really clear offer that's performance-based, I think you're going to convert a lot of leads into clients. I think you can convert a lot of prospects into clients. I think AdWords is going to be really effective because the keyword is clear. With a more specific sort of offer, you're going to have a more clear keyword. And I think if you do outreach and you have a really killer offer that's performance-based, you're going to get a lot of people responding to your emails, your DMs. So I think this video was ultimately a summary of the steps that I'm taking to launch a new agency service and offer. And I definitely think that you could create something similar, follow this path. I'll try to put some notes in the description, but certainly this skeleton framework is going to get you going. And if you follow that ACDC format, attract, convert, deliver, and collect, you're going to have a well-rounded business. You're going to have a well-rounded digital marketing agency. You're not going to have any big holes, and you're going to be able to take action. Alright, I think this is a pretty long, detailed video. Maybe you took some notes. Maybe you better re-watch it. Make sure you're ready for this. Make sure you go through the proper stages of developing your skills before you run out and try and be an agency. Because not only do you have to be great at delivery, you also have to run a business, which goes beyond being a freelancer. So go freelance for a while. Then maybe get into agency work. Alright, that's it for this video, guys. If you liked it, give it a like. You can leave me a comment below if you had any questions. I'm sure you will have questions because this is a bit of a complex topic. But I was out here in Mexico enjoying the coffee shop, and I was like, you know what I need to do? I need to teach people how to make an agency today. Crazy, right? Alright, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy this channel. I'll see you in the next video.